This week we'll be bringing you a compilation video of how-tos from our channel. As you know, we are in full swing of candle season. We're also moving our candle studio because we need a little more space. And we're preparing for the biggest pop-up market that we've done so far. This is a 2-day market that is going to be on November 30th and December 1st. So grab a drink, grab a snack, get comfortable, and enjoy this compilation of videos. First step is to clean out our jar. Want to keep the jar clean of any debris. Even though it's been packaged away, it still gets dust and dirt and all the different things that fly around in a room. We want a nice clean jar. Next, we're going to take our wick clip and our wick. We use a wood wick. If you were using a cotton wick, they normally will have the attachment piece already on. You're going to slide your wick into the wick clip, center it, take your wick stickers, and you can use different kinds of adhesive. We use wick stickers. Attach it to the wick sticker, peel it off. Now you can use a wick centerer and a wick placer as a template, and then you can put that directly into the jar, and then you can make sure that your wick is stuck in the center. You don't want it leaning to either side or front or back, because that will lead to it burning inconsistently. I'm going to eyeball this one. You just press it firmly in. If you were using a cotton wick, then you would place a wick center on the top. You can use a popsicle stick with a hole drilled in, or a professional wick centerer. Sit it on top, and that will hold your wick in place. There are a multitude of wick choices that you can make between cotton wicks, zinc wicks, wood wicks. There are different sizes of wicks that you can and should use depending on the size of your jar, your wax, and your fragrance oil. You'll have to do quite a bit of testing and research to find the wick that works for you and your jar. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our wax. We're going to make a 13-ounce candle. So we have our scale, a pouring pitcher, and our thermometer. And while you can use a double boiler method, we are going to use our wax melter today. So the first thing you're going to do is take your pouring pitcher and sit it on your scale. And then you want to use this button called tare. And what that does is it erases the weight of the pouring pitcher. We need 11.7 ounces of wax to make our 13-ounce candle. We have our 11.7 ounces of wax. Now we need to check the temperature. So your wax temperature will vary based on the wax that you choose and the manufacturer's instructions. You have one temperature that is for melting the wax, and then you have a separate temperature for when you pour in your fragrance oil. Each wax will have a different temperature. We don't have the temperature of the wax listed because our wax is going to vary from everybody else's wax. Okay, the next step is to pour in your fragrance oil. We have our wax at the recommended temperature. We zeroed out the scale, and now we're going to pour in the amount that we need. We're making a 13-ounce candle again, so we need 1.3 ounces of fragrance oil. So when you're pouring without a pour spout, you pour with the jar against your stirring utensil, and then that way it doesn't just spill back onto itself. The amount of fragrance oil that you use will vary based on the fragrance load that you want to include in the candle. Every fragrance oil will come with an amount that you can use in whatever particular craft you're making. So if you're making candles, this fragrance oil can only be used between 3 and 10%. If you were making soaps, 2 to 5%. Our scent has the same recommendations on it. Fragrance oil percentage will determine the hot throw and cold throw of the candle. This is one place you don't want to mess around and find out. Now for our wax, it's recommended that you stir for 2 minutes to incorporate the wax in the fragrance oil. Okay, now our 2 minutes are up. And the scent that we are testing today is one of our new fall fragrances. So you can pour straight from your pouring pitcher. Today I'm going to use our piston funnel. So you pour the wax into this piston funnel. It's not required, it's not necessary, but it does make an easier pour. So if we have any excess wax when we are pouring, it's good to have some wax melts, silicone molds next to you. So then that way, if there were any excess, instead of just wasting it or letting it dry up at the bottom of your jar, you can pour it in here. So now we let our candle sit until it is solid.
Now is a good time to go ahead and clean out your pouring pitcher or any utensils that you use during the process. We like to use our heat gun to melt down the wax in our pouring pitcher. That makes it easier to wipe out, and then we spray it down with rubbing alcohol and wipe it again to make sure that there's no leftover wax or fragrance oil residue.
Once you've given your candle some time to set, then you can go ahead and cut your wick down to size. You want to cut your wick to about a 1/4 inch in size. Wood wicks do get cut just a slight bit shorter so that they can burn evenly. After the wick is cut, you want to heat gun the top. For the wax that we use, you will usually get a very smooth top, but it's always nice to go in and just clean it up around the edges with the heat gun. Now that your candle is complete and you have a nice smooth top and a trimmed wick, you want to put the lid on. Let the candles cure for at least a couple weeks. Today we're going to be diving into product photography because honestly, beautiful photos are really what makes candles fly off of your virtual shelves. So grab your camera or your phone and let's have some fun. All right, before we get into the how-to, let's talk about why product photography is so important. In the digital age, people want to see what they're buying, right? High quality product photos can showcase the unique features and beauty of your candles, capturing the attention of potential buyers and increasing sales. Now let's talk about what you need. A lot of people think that you need the fanciest gear, the newest camera, a bunch of lenses, but in all actuality, phones have such great quality that you can use your phone to get wonderful pictures of your products. If you have a camera, then that will work as well. But you don't need to go out and purchase anything new. When you're just getting started on doing product photography for your business, do not go out and break the bank in order to have the best of the best. Use a combination of our phones, a Sony, and a Canon camera, studio lighting, and natural lighting when we shoot our products. Start with what you have and grow from there. Good light and good composition, props from around the house, and simple backgrounds will show the personality and style and add style to your shots. Lighting is key. Natural light is gold for photos. If you can, set up near a window where you can control how much light comes in. If you don't have good lighting coming into your home or apartment, step outside. Look for open shade. Open shade means you're not standing directly under an eave or under a tree, but if you see the shadow of that tree out on the grass, then you'll want to put your product there so that you can have a nice even lighting across that item. If you have lights, like I do, I used to do portrait photography, then you can also use those. But natural light actually looks great. The goal is soft, flattering light that makes your candles look irresistible. I choose lighting based on the product. So sometimes if I'm trying to show the room sprays, I want to show them in a stronger, more direct light. So I might take them outside, or I might shoot them with the light hitting them directly on. But for the most part, what I want is a soft, even light. Each style has its place depending on the branding that you're going for when you're shooting that product. Get creative. Now let's talk about getting those beautiful shots. Mix it up with different angles, setups, and backgrounds. Don't be afraid to play around and find what works for you. And remember, there aren't any rules. If it looks good, it is good. We got these poster boards from Walmart and these variety of backgrounds from Amazon, all of which were very affordable and add a variety of shots for our products. We've gathered props from different craft stores, Amazon, and from around our homes to use in our backgrounds of our photos, which include flowers, different leaf variations, vases, home decor, wax melts, and candle care supplies. Editing your photos. Now it's time to edit the photos. Whether you're using fancy software like Photoshop or just using apps on your phone, you can tweak the colors, adjust the exposure, get rid of any distractions. It's like giving your candles a little makeover. When we edit our photos, we will oftentimes use an app directly in our phone. And the phone apps work great when you're posting something quickly onto a short or a reel or a TikTok. When we're working on our website though, we use Photoshop because it can do more than what our phone apps can do. But don't feel pressure to subscribe to Photoshop. Like I said, I did portrait photography for a while, so I already have Photoshop, but it's not required to get a great quality photo. And there you have it, guys. With the right equipment, lighting, composition, and editing techniques, you can take your candle product photography to the next level. Remember to keep practicing, keep experimenting, and just have fun with it.
Before we get into creating our labels, I wanted to first show you how we make our candle care cards. So here I'm in Canva, and this is our thank you card. This card is included in every online order, and it's a very simple card. I just used a bunch of text boxes and changed the font and size until it was to my liking. This next card is our About Us card, and it's kind of the same as the first one. This picture is actually an AI image that my mom created, and then just a general synopsis of our business and who we are. And this is also included in every online order. Since these cards are more informational, we thought that it would be a good idea to have something cute on the back side of them. That way our customers are more inclined to keep them. This picture is from Pinterest, and we liked that it went with our love theme of our overall branding, and then it just has our logo over top of that. And this is the back side of our About Us card. This next card is our Candle Care card, and is probably the most important one out of all of them. It comes in every single online order, regardless of how many times you order. It really just serves as a reminder on how to properly take care of your candles so that they burn to their full potential. Again, I just used separate text boxes for all of my information, and then these icons that are next to them I created on my own. I got the images off of Canva. You can search pretty much any image that you need in their gallery. On the left-hand side here, you can click on elements and search whatever you want. For example, I'm just going to search candle and go over to graphics. And then you just pick whichever one you like the best. Just as an example, I'm going to click on this one right here. And then you can resize it to whatever size you need it to be. You can also change the color of it. Also keep in mind that some images are only available on Canva Pro, which you do have to pay for. We use Canva for a lot of different things in our business, so we did opt for the Pro subscription, but don't feel pressured to pay for that right away. You can always start with the free subscription, and there are lots of different options available to you. In order to get the circle around each of the icons, I just searched circle again in the elements and then sized it to the sizing that I wanted. In order to keep all of the circles the same size, I did copy and paste them around each of the icons. This next card is for our wax melts, so you'll only receive this in your order if you ordered wax melts. And it's the same process as the Candle Care card. It just has the information on how to properly take care of your wax melts and how to melt them. This next card is our Room Spray Care card, and it has a slightly different format just so that it's clear that it's a different card. This just has the information on how to use your room spray and what not to spray it on. This will obviously only come in your order if you ordered a room spray, and again, it's the same process for getting all of the icons and text boxes. If you don't feel comfortable starting with a blank canvas, there are a lot of different templates that you can find on Canva and Etsy, and you can go from there. The great part about creating your own cards is that you can customize them to your liking, and if you don't like something, you can always go back and change it whenever you want to. Our cards are the size of a standard postcard, and that's because it's an easy size to get printed by different companies without it being too custom, and they fit well in our online orders. You could always print your cards yourself and cut them to size, but we like to outsource our printing because it's just easier and we can get a much higher quality print and quality of paper. Next, we're going to jump into how we create our labels. Like I said, we use Canva for pretty much everything. I always custom size my design because it's easier for printing purposes. For my example today, I'm going to be making a 2 by 3 inch label for our large room sprays. Again, if you don't feel comfortable starting with a blank canvas, you can always pick a template either off of Canva or Etsy that fits your branding, and then just add your information on, which is exactly what we did when we first got started. And then we just made subtle changes as time went on and we knew a little bit more about what we wanted our labeling to look like. To start off, I'm going to add our logo, and then in the center, in the biggest font, I'm going to add the scent name of the room spray, which is Siempre. You can obviously change the font or the font size. You can bold it or italicize it. Just play around with it until it is to your liking. Directly underneath the name, I'm going to add the description of the scent. And then underneath that, I will add the ounces and grams of the room spray. And then at the bottom of the label, I'm going to add the collection that the scent belongs to, which is our signature collection, and then what the product actually is, which is our room spray. And that's pretty much it for the label. From here, I'm just going to save it as a PNG with a transparent background. Once I have my design saved to my computer, I will re-upload it into Canva, and then I'm going to open up my printing label template so that I can get them printed out. We get our labels from Online Labels, and depending on where you get yours from, they should come with a downloadable template that gives you the proper sizing for your labels. Now that I have my design uploaded, I'm just going to resize it back down to 2 by 3 inches, and then I will fit it inside the box on the template. This template prints the labels sideways, so I do have to rotate it 90 degrees to get it to fit properly. We use clear labels, which is why I needed a transparent background on the design. Now I'm just going to repeat those same steps for the rest of the labels that I will be printing today. Once you have all of your labels in their proper place, you need to move them onto a blank page so that the lines from the template do not also print onto the labels. So you just want to select them all and then copy and paste them onto a blank page. And then you're going to go ahead and save that as a PDF print so that you can get it printed out. Once I have that saved, I just make sure that I have the proper labels in the printer, and then I can go ahead and send that off to be printed. Now I am going to be making a candle label. It's really the same process as our room spray labels, they just have a bit of a different layout. Our candle labels are also the same size as our room spray labels, so I will be printing these on the same sheet of labels as the room spray ones. I ended up having to move the room spray labels and candle labels onto the same sheet so that they would print all together instead of having to use two separate sheets of labels. This is what the labels look like once they're printed, and you could just use them like this, but we wanted our labels to be gold foiled. So here I'm going to show you guys how we do that. We use deco foil, and you can get this from different craft stores or on Amazon. And then we will be applying this to our labels with a thermal laminating machine that is also from Amazon. Here I'm just cutting the deco foil to size. You really just want to make sure that it will cover all of your lettering on your labels that you want to be gold foiled. And then once you have that cut to size, you just apply it shiny side up. And then you're going to put just a plain piece of printer paper over that to hold it in place while it runs through the machine. If you're interested in trying to make these labels at home, we will have everything that we used linked down below for you. And if you have any questions on the process, feel free to leave us a comment down below. And here's how the labels look once they're finished. I also went ahead and printed another set of labels for our smaller room sprays. And now that I have all of my labels printed, I'm going to go ahead and apply them to my room spray and candle jars. In addition to making our product labels today, we've also been testing out some new packaging labeling. Here we just have our logo that we're going to cut out on the Glowforge and then attach to our candle box. And this will create essentially a 3D logo onto our packaging. And here's how everything came out. So let's start with what you're going to need to make your spray. First, you'll need your base. Today we're going to be using this organic sugarcane alcohol from Makesy, but you can also use perfumer's alcohol. Then you'll need your fragrance oil, though we won't be using this particular scent today, it's just an example. You'll want to ensure that the fragrance oil you choose is safe for room spray products and carefully follow the recommended usage percentages for your formulation. For our emulsifier, we're going to be using polysorbate 80. You'll also need a container to store your room spray in. Today we're going to be using this 4-ounce bottle that we got from 1617. For tools, you'll need a pouring pitcher or something to mix your room spray in. You'll also need a scale to measure out your ingredients, a stirring utensil, and a funnel.
To get started, we're going to take our pouring pitcher and press the tare button on the scale to zero it out. We're going to use our fragrance oil. We're going to use 0.5 ounces. Next, we're going to use polysorbate 80 emulsifier, so it keeps the fragrance and the alcohol from separating. We're going to use 1 ounce. You'll want to use polysorbate 80 in this recipe because it is meant to keep the oil from separating, as opposed to using polysorbate 20, which is meant for if you're making a water-based spray. Now you want to stir this together until you no longer see the separation in the container. Should be about 30 seconds to a minute. Now we're going to pour in our alcohol. We're going to tear out the scale again and pour in our alcohol. It'll be 2.5 ounces. And now we just mix until everything is combined. You can physically see the separation of the different liquids. And once you no longer see that, you know you can mix enough. So now we've mixed our room spray. It's all combined. We can go ahead and pour it into our container. We're going to take our funnel and we're going to go ahead and pour the room spray. This formula makes 4 ounces of room spray, which is what this bottle holds. Once the spray is finished, we can go ahead and add on our label. As well as the ingredients. We would include a room spray care card and with the order. It goes over how to use it what it's safe to be used on, and what not to. And now you have a crystal clear room spray with a simple recipe that's gentle enough to be used on the skin in addition to most household surfaces. This is just one of many ways that you can make a room spray, and we'll have the recipe listed down below if you want to try it out for yourself. You can leave your room spray as is, or you can add in botanicals or gold flakes to add visual interest.
Can you say
Room spray? Room spray! Am I just flying off the cuff with this, or what am I supposed to be doing?
But do they know?
Huh? Huh? Yeah?
Thank you for watching. We're done now. Starting out with shipping.
We're going to start with our Munbin thermal printer. We got this from Amazon, as well as the shipping labels and the label dispenser. We use this to print our shipping labels, as well as when we are making testers or sample products, then we will use the small round stickers. We also use a thermal printer for our warning labels. Next up, we have packing peanuts. Fortunately, in almost every shipment that we get, there are biodegradable packing peanuts included in the packaging that we're able to reuse. So we haven't had to actually purchase these packing peanuts, but we will put a link down below on where you can purchase them. Next up, we have shipping boxes from Flush Packaging. We actually found this on Candle Science's website. They have multiple different variations of boxes that have a die cut for the different size products that you ship. This one is for the 8-ounce auras that are from Makesy. They also have for the 12-ounce, and they come in either 3, 2, or a single. When you go on their website, they give you the option to purchase a sampling of different sizes. So we will be testing out some of the different sizes that they offer.
Currently, we're just using regular shipping boxes, and these are 5 by 7 by 7. We can't remember where we got these from right now, but we will try to have it linked down below for you. These typically fit a single of our 12-ounce candles, and we got this size because it fits our thank you cards nicely. Next, we have our scale, and we use this to make our candles and room sprays and things like that, but we also use it to weigh our packages for shipping. We have to input not only the size of the box, but also the weight of the package when purchasing our shipping labels. This is also from Amazon. Next, we have all of our tapes. This first one is for when you ship hazardous materials. So when we ship our room sprays, we have to put this sticker on the outside of the box to let the Postal Service know that it's liquid on the inside of the box. These are from Amazon. We also have regular just packaging clear tape. This is from Staples.
Sometimes we'll use just clear packing tape on the bottom of our packages just to make sure that they're super enforced, and then use the more decorative tapes that we'll talk about next on the top.
So our shipping tape is from Sticker Mule. This is our winter design. This is just our everyday tape with our logo on it, also from Sticker Mule. Our tape dispenser here is from Amazon, and it is for water activated tape. That's why it has this roller in the front. So you put water in it and then it wets the tape for you, which makes it sticky and it allows it to stick onto your package.
So that's everything that we use for shipping. Now we're gonna go into the packaging supplies. Starting from this side, we have our 12-ounce and 8-ounce candle boxes. We get these from Makesy. They are the black soft touch matte boxes. One of the things that we customize is the lids for the 12-ounce candles. We make from wood on the Glowforge laser cutter and then engrave our logo on them. The wood is actually sourced from Glowforge that we use for these lids. And then the 8-ounce candles come with a metal lid, and we can engrave our logo directly onto that metal lid with the Glowforge as well. We also use crinkle cut paper. We get this from Amazon in a large bag, and then we just take out as much as we need as we're packing an order and keep the rest stored. In some of our packing videos, you may have seen that we will take the insert that comes with the Macy candle boxes, and we will use a themed paper to cover them, just to give them a little more customization. We're going to be testing out some different ways of doing this, so we'll show that in a future video if it works out. Up next, we have the boxes that we use for our room spray bottles. This is the larger of the two sizes that we offer. And then this box comes from Amazon as well. It's a 2-part, and you have to assemble this section as they do come flat packed. And then this shows the label that we use on our room sprays. We do gold foil them, and we'll talk about that one just a little while. Now we're going to move on to the sample cards that we use for our room sprays and our candle samples. The cards themselves are double-sided, and they come from the company called Moo. You can choose one side to have different prints, and then the other side would have the same print on all of the cards. So we went with our logo on one side, and then all 4 different scents that we have are listed on the other side, and it leaves us a space to either put a small bit of wax for a candle sample, or we spray the card for our room spray samples. And these are the soft touch cards as well. We use these 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 bags to put those cards in, as well as to package our scent samples in. We got these from Amazon. We'll use these to put in the 4 different scent samples that we offer, and to make sure that they don't spill out, and we put them into these small little satchels that we use the Cricut to put our logo on the front. These are from Amazon, and so are the room spray sample bottles that we use.
Next, we have our tissue paper that we use in our shipping boxes. We hand stamp this tissue paper with a stamp that we cut on the Glowforge, and it just has our logo on it. Next, we have the envelopes that we use for our thank you cards. So this is our black envelope that we cut on the Glowforge using 11 by 17 paper that we get off of Amazon. And then this is another version of that same envelope, just in pink. These ones we didn't cut, we bought these off of Amazon. Here we have our cards that we put into these envelopes. So we have our thank you card, candle care, room spray, wax melt care, and our about us card. We designed these on Canva, which we've shown in a previous video. We've gotten these printed at a few different places, and we're still determining who has the best quality. These little heart clips we got off of Amazon, and we use these to keep the cards together in the envelope.
And they go with our theming, or our branding.
We use the double-sided tape to assemble our envelopes and attach our thank you card inside the envelope. Now we have our wax seal stamps that we use. We have a few different designs that we like to use. We got both of these from Hobby Lobby, and then the wax that we use is from Amazon, but we've also gotten it from Hobby Lobby as well, and we get them in gold. And we get the ones that you can put in your glue gun so that you can dispense it easier, faster. Here we have an example of a gift bag that we used for a pre-assembled custom gift set. We got these off of Amazon as well. Lastly, we have our labels that we get from Online Labels. We mainly use these 2 different sizes. These are clear labels that have to be used with a laser printer, and we gold foil them with our thermal laminator that we got also off of Amazon, and the gold foil is from Amazon as well.
So the items that we use for our packaging and shipping will evolve as we find out how much of it is scalable and what really works with our brand. And we hope that it provides an elevated unboxing experience for our customers. So it's possible that some of these things could change in the future.
And we hope that this gave you some ideas that you could use in your own packaging or even for gifting.
Today,
I can see all obstacles that we cut on the Glowforge. Glowforge.
the Glowforge. We be Glowforging.
And this week's winner for our giveaway is Congratulations to you. Please send us your name and email so we can send you your gift card. We hope that you enjoyed this compilation, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye,
Bye,
loves.
loves.